Nix, you didn't lose very much when you were at BYU, and then you played in the NFL. And what is it about? Why is it so hard to put a full game together and to play 60 minutes instead of 30, or maybe even the last 5? What's holding them back?
You go back to the second half of Kansas, only 3 points. The first half, Arizona State, only 3 points. So in 4 consecutive quarters, you only put up 6 points. You're not going to win a lot of football games doing that, right? I mean, you're just not. And so you need more consistency out of the offense. From a defensive guy standpoint, my mentality is, hey, we got to go produce our own points. We got to go get a fumble recovery. We got to get a pick 6. We got to do something. Special teams, we've seen special teams come into play this year. So you got to go produce points when your offense isn't. But ultimately, this offense has got to find a way to sustain the energy level throughout the entire 60 minutes. And guys, I would even argue, I've been thinking about this weekend too, I'd argue this team has to find a way to sustain their energy level throughout the season, right? We go back and look at last year, and BYU finished the season on a 5-game losing streak. Mm-hmm. Right now, BYU's on a 2-game losing streak at the end of the season. So it's something that, postseason, Kalani and team will have to think, why is it when we get towards the end of our seasons, we start losing a little bit of steam? And listen, I think quality of opponent comes into play here. Obviously, you got Kansas, who's obviously on a roll, especially with what they did to Colorado. And you got Kansas State, who's on a 3-game win streak. I mean, you got you're playing good teams at the end of the year, but still finding a way to sustain that energy throughout. And I think offensively, just find ways to put up points. I went back and charted the plays of that second half compared to the first half offensively. In the first half, BYU was very run heavy. So I had that they ran in the first half. They had 14 rushes to 11 passes. Mm-hmm. In the second half, they flipped the script. They went 9 rushes to 27 passes. They decided to air it out in the second half, and it paid dividends. If you're not having success running the ball, then just air it out. And quickly you saw that Arizona State was susceptible to the pass, and BYU had success there in the second half.
Thank you for watching The Wise Guy.
If you like what you're watching, you can help us out by subscribing and hitting that notification button.